everybody, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another Full Face Friday. Today we are doing an entire face of drugstore makeup, and I'm going to be using products that I have been sent in the last little bit and also some products that I have purchased. Here is the bag of things. Sam, you didn't see that bag. I also wanted to mention that Cecilia II is making her glorious debut in this video, and the reason why she's Cecilia II and not just Cecilia, because if you guys have been following me for a long time, you know that I named my zits Cecilia, but this is Cecilia II because she has certainly earned the title of her own entity, so we're just gonna be doing that. And I also got my lips redone, so got them done yesterday, so they're hella swollen. They will not look like this once the swelling goes down, so please ignore my duck likeness today. So there's a ton of new launches that I've hit the drugstore. I'm a little bit behind on a lot of them, but I still wanted to use them here today for you guys. So the first product that I wanted to use is from the Havana collection from L'Oreal with Camila Cabello, and it is their Sunlit Bronzer. It's a liquid bronzer. It's very similar to the Lumi Glotion, but it's a little bit more bronzed. However, when you actually rub it out on your hand, it does become quite sheer. So I'm gonna try to rub this all over my face. And as far as I know, this was the only shade that they brought out with this, but because of how sheer it can get, I think it would be quite versatile. Apparently can use this as an actual bronzer, but I think that because it rubs out so sheer, it wouldn't really give enough pigment to be a bronzer unless you have really, really fair skin. So I'm just gonna try and sheer this out as much as possible. I know I look crazy, but once you put the foundation over top of it, you're not left with like a complete shade change of your face. It just adds a nice like warm kind of glowy look to it. So it does have shimmer running through it, but it's actually not chunky glitter, which is nice. I also want to note that it's a lot more dark looking in the camera. It does not appear this dark on my skin in real life. That just added a really nice sheer bronzy finish to the skin. I really like that. And I've been really impressed with the liquid kind of glowy bronzy shimmers that L'Oreal has been coming out with. So that's lovely. I wanted to test out the Infallible Longwear Shaping Stick. I got the shade 405 Sand. You just twist it up and the product comes out. I really love all of the Infallible foundations. I have my Pro Glow here, and also the Infallible Matte Foundation is amazing. L'Oreal makes some of my favorite foundations from the drugstore, even though they are very pricey. I'm upset. And so I just wanted to test out the stick. What does it say about it? Since it's a natural finish, 24-hour wear, we are not testing that out here. I don't think anyone should keep makeup on their face for 24 hours at a time. And it says it has medium coverage, so very promising. I love me a natural finish. I'm into that. I think what I'm gonna do is apply the product to my face, and I'm gonna try blending one side out with the brush and one side out with the Beauty Blender and see which one I prefer. I think that's a pretty good color match. My neck is definitely more pale than the rest of my body, so please ignore that. Usually with stick foundations, I do prefer the brush, but I did just want to see for testing sakes. I just wanted to see for the bush. It's actually blending in really nicely with the Beauty Blender side. The finish is so pretty. Look at how glowy that is. Wow, 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 wow. I'm also really kind of into the more full coverage lately, just because my skin has just been having a little moment. So this is the Beauty Blender side. I think that blended out so nicely. I'm impressed. Usually stick foundations are a little bit more tricky when you're blending out with the Beauty Blender, but let's try the brush side. This is my MAC 170 brush, by the way. Both sides blended out pretty equally. I'm really impressed with the finish of this. I think it looks super beautiful. Definitely more glowy. That could also be helped with the bronzy base that we put underneath it, but I think the finish is definitely on the natural side. It's really beautiful, good coverage. I can still see some of my freckles on my cheeks. I'm gonna be wearing this more, and I'll give you guys my full thoughts on a later date. I'm not doing a full review today, but I like it. I also wanted to try the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Multi-Use Concealer. I hadn't seen this one at the drugstore yet. I don't know if it's entirely new, but it was new to me, so I wanted to try this one. I got it in the shade Light C34. Conceals, illuminates, and hydrates, it says. Oh, okay. So it's a... So you twist it up, twist the product out. This could probably take a while. Wow, at the end of the song we got product. That's magical. So I'm just going to apply this a little bit. Ooh, yeah, it's quite peachy. It's very peachy. I'm gonna apply this under the eyes. I'm gonna put a little bit on the top too. I'll blend that out. I don't know, I think I'm gonna start there, see how it looks under the eyes. Definitely has like it's pretty thin. It's a pretty thin concealer. Definitely a lighter coverage. But it also really does have a brightening effect. I don't know how this one would go onto the zit. So I think I'd probably keep this one for under the eyes. What do you think? I like that. I'm gonna blend this out on my chin. Definitely brightened and illuminated the under eyes. All right, so we're just gonna let Cecilia the Second have her moment and we're gonna move on to bronzer. I bought these Revlon Photo Ready Sunlit Dreams palettes here because I just realized I forgot to get a bronzer. So I'm just gonna try the Sculpt one. Now these ones were $22.99. $22.99. They also didn't have testers, so I have no idea what these actually look like inside. I had to use force. Here is the palette. This is the Revlon Sunlit Dream contour palette. So it has 2 contour shades. It looks like more, this looks more like a contour, bronzer, highlight, blush situation. I might not even bother opening this one. I might just return it because it was $23. So, these are the only shades as far as I'm aware of, so there's no shade range here. This is the palette. I'm gonna dip into the lightest contour shade, test this out. And I'm gonna apply a little bit more too, just because I didn't grab a bronzer, so I'm just gonna be a little bit more liberal with this. It's really nice, it's definitely light. I'm gonna try just for schnitz adding a little bit of the deeper shade. That one's a little bit more intense, I like that. The powder's beautiful, it blended out really nicely. No complaints. No complaints there, except for the fact that there's no different shades. These are the only shades you've got, and this would not work if you had any slightly darker skin than what I've got going on right now, so that's a no-go. But the powder itself is really pretty. It also doesn't have that horrible, like, starchy scent that a lot of drugstore powders typically have. This one has a nice smell, as far as powders can go. I'm actually gonna take my e.l.f. large stipple brush, my favorite brush ever from the drugstore, and I'm just gonna go like that and kind of apply this a little bit more heavy-handed like a bronzer, just to sculpt and warm up my face a little bit. It's a really pretty shade. It is very nice. I just wish they had more options. Yeah, I like that a lot. I'm actually gonna skip using the highlight and blush in here because I was really excited about these Physicians Formula butter products. Now I know that the butter bronzer has been around for a long time. That's a beautiful, beautiful bronzer from the drugstore. Physicians Formula has always been on the more expensive end at the drugstore. Each of these were $12.49 plus tax. So I got the butter blush in the shade Plum Rose. This is the packaging here. And then I also got the highlighter, the butter highlighter in the shade Champagne, which looks so beautiful, and I just wanted to try them out. So I'm going to take the highlighter first. This is the Champagne highlight. Oh, it's a twisty lid. That's like the ColourPop packaging. And I also love that they didn't include a brush with this because so often Physicians Formula has the like bottom compartment that has the brush. I appreciate that they didn't include that extra packaging. So I'm just gonna apply this. Let's try this out. Oh, wow, that is intense. That is so intense. Okay, so it looks like right off the hop, it looks very, very similar in color to the NARS Ibiza highlighter, but it's just a little bit more chunky. It's not as like smooth as the NARS one, but that is intense indeed. Wow. I might actually just take like my powder brush and just blend that out a little bit because I spread it a little far. I also want to note that I didn't apply powder today because I actually didn't feel like I needed to with this foundation. It was really just kind of nice and living by itself. I'm gonna take my Japanesque brush, which in the States is actually available at ULTA, and I'm going to use that to apply the Plum Rose blush. And this one does have that annoying little lower compartment with this. Oh my God, it's not even a brush, it's a friggin' sponge. What am I supposed to do with that and a powder blush? So, this is the Plum Rose blush. So cute, very, very nice. Oh, that's really pretty. That's a really, really pretty color. It doesn't seem to have any shimmer in it whatsoever. It's very smooth formula, like that's going on really beautifully. What a lovely color, that's nice. I like that. Very nice. Physicians Formula, you get a big thumbs up from me. My lips are feeling a little bit dry. I'm gonna use this now. I purchased the Revlon Kiss Balm in the Tropical Coconut. It says lasting hydration made with natural fruit oils. And they had a bunch of different flavors of this. I got the coconut one because coconut usually ends up being more on the hydrating side than others. So I wanted to try this balm. And I think Revlon in general just makes really nice lip products, which is why I bought quite a few of them here to try out today. That feels lovely. They had some tinted ones too. I did just get the clear one because I wanted it just for hydrating purposes. But that's really, it smells delicious. I like that a lot. That feels really great. My lips do feel instantly hydrated. Okay, so I'm just gonna let that sit for a little bit. L'Oreal with the Havana collection also brought out these new brow things. These brow thingies. They're called the Insta Brow. And I actually have blonde and medium here, but the shades are not written. I'm gonna try the medium because the blonde was a little bit too light for me. But what I like about this, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but it's got a really thin little brush and it really nicely and lightly applies the product, which I think is great. Definitely one of my favorite brow releases that I've seen from the drugstore yet. It's almost, it reminds me of like a watercolor as you apply this, but it just like fills in the sparse areas without being too pigmented and too thick and intense, which I really like. You can make, you know, you just make little strokes and it just so nicely blends in with your hair. I think they did such a good job with this launch. So moving on to the eyes, I wanted to start with a base and the Revlon ColorStay. These little cream eyeshadows came out. They remind me greatly of the Maybelline Color Tattoos. I got a nice matte brown and then a nice shimmer to put on top. So I'm going to use those today, but I also wanted to show you guys the L'Oreal Havana eyeshadows, which also look beautiful. And I did want to mention them just because I don't know how much longer they're going to be available for, but I've swatched them all. The shades are gorgeous, beautiful, beautiful, like bronze, warm shimmers. And I thought they were really pretty for individual shadows. So I think first I'm gonna start with the Revlon ColorStay number 715, Creme de la Creme. Wow, isn't that nifty? Okay, look at the packaging here. This little thing slides out and it's a brush. How fun is that? Not something I would use for cream, so I'm just gonna put that right back in there. I instead am going to use my Real Techniques base shadow brush. Dip into this. It's definitely a lot more gray than I thought it would be. It looked much more warm in the pot, but this is pretty. It's a really nice kind of gray taupe. They're so creamy. They blend out so easily, and they had a ton of shades of these too. I just grabbed 2 just to try to see how the formula is, but this is great. It feels so nice. Blend out the edges there. Okay, and then I'm just gonna take the same brush and dip it into, this is Control, the eyeshadow from the Havana collection from L'Oreal. I'm just gonna dip that into the outer corner, give it a little bit more depth. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of this lighter shade. This is, well, I don't know why this one says the shade and this one doesn't, but it's the lighter one of the two. Sorry about that. And I'm just gonna dip that, ooh, onto the inner half of the lid. That's so pretty. Meryl! She wants to make her presence known. Well, I think that those shadows are just positively lovely. I'm not adding anything else onto my brush. I'm just taking my brush and running it on the lower lash line a little bit. I'm actually gonna go back and dip into the butter, the Physicians Formula butter highlighter, and I'm going to use this to highlight my brow bone and inner corner. They really truly are so buttery. These butter products from Physicians Formula, they feel so lovely and creamy. For mascara, I'm going to use the L'Oreal Lash Paradise, the Voluminous Lash Paradise Mascara. And I'm going to apply many coats of this. Anything that says volume giving, I'm all about that life. All right, and that's the finished eye look. Super light, very nice, very fresh. I really like this shimmery kind of taupey look. I think it's so pretty. I really, really like these shadows. The mascara is lovely. Okay, so moving on to lips. There's a bunch of new lip products that I wanted to try out from the drugstore. A little makeup wipe here, and I'm going to try some of the other products and give them a test for you. So, first of all, the L'Oreal Havana collection. Beautiful lip glosses. These are gorgeous. They came out with 4 shades here. This nude one on the bottom. These 2 are my favorite. But the formula is gorgeous. They smell delicious. Oh my god, like vanilla cupcake heaven, and they And they also have a giant doe foot applicator. So this one, sorry, what's this shade called? Oh, they're called Lip Dews. That's cute. It's the Lip Dew. And there's no shade on here. Just know that this is the brownie nude version. And it's such a pretty color. This one's definitely my favorite. This is probably what I'm actually gonna end up putting on and wearing today. I think this is such a beautiful color. Gorgeous, gorgeous, juicy gloss, but it doesn't feel sticky or gross or anything. Take that off and I'm gonna put on this coral shade. Again, it doesn't have the shade name on it, I'm sorry. It is just called the Lip Dew. Same gorgeous, lovely scent. Just the nicest sheer wash of color on the lips. It makes your lips look so glassy. Let's just put on the sparkly one, just for schnitz and giggles. And it's actually not as shimmery as I thought it would be just by looking at it in the tube. That's actually really pretty. I love this gloss formula. It's so nice and the packaging is so cute. And then this is the kind of darker, cooler pink that actually doesn't have much pigment at all, but it's a really nice cool tone. It makes your teeth look white. I like it. Yo, L'Oreal A++, A++ for these glosses. They are beautiful. So then Revlon came out with two new, well, actually I don't know how new it is. It's been a while since I've hit the drugstore, so I'm sorry if these aren't incredibly new, but again, they're new to me. This first one is the Revlon Kiss Plumping Lip Cream, and I got this one in the shade 510 Nude Honey. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. It's like a squeezy tube. Lip cream indeed. Look at how thick that is. Wow. Oh, it's so sheer and pretty though. How lovely is that? When that product first came out of the tube, I thought it would be so thick and like tacky, but this is actually, it's kind of just like the gloss. Like I definitely consider this more on the gloss side versus a lipstick, but it has a really minty feeling. It's like really cooling and minty on my lips, but also for $16, I'm gonna say, give that a hard pass. There's many cheaper lip glosses that do the same thing. I thought that it would be a little bit more pigmented and kind of like a nice glossy lipstick, but alas nay, it's just not. The next one, this is the Ultra HD Gel Lip Color, and I got it in the shade 700 HD Sand. They make these things so friggin' hard to open. They smell so delicious too. This packaging is really beautiful. I hope that the product is equally as nice. Oh, it smells so good. I also thought that this one would be more pigmented. I should have picked up some other colors to see if some of the others would be more pigmented, but still, it is a nice nude. Out of these two products that Revlon has come out with, I definitely prefer this stick balm versus this plumping cream. This was just really easy to apply, and if you wanted something just really quick to throw on, that's gorgeous. I love this packaging. This color is nice. I may actually go pick up some more shades of that because that's so pretty. That's such a nice glossy balm. Absolutely gorgeous. I love that shade. I think it goes with this eye look really nicely too. So this is the finished look, you guys. That was everything for my drugstore kind of first impressions, seeing what's new at the drugstore. Honestly, I think that there were some really beautiful products in here. I am absolutely in love, truly, with every product that I put on today. I think that foundation is beautiful. The concealer is glorious underneath the eyes. The highlighter, the blush, brows, eyes, lips, everything. Absolutely beautiful. I think there's a lot of great products at the drugstore. Absolutely. I just think that the prices are getting a little bit out of hand. But otherwise, I'm really impressed with these products. Let me know if you guys have tried any of these out and if there are any other products that you want me to test out in another Full Face Friday. And let me know what your thoughts on these products are. I think you guys are going to be seeing a lot of these lip products from me. I think they are gorgeous, and I definitely want to try more shades out of this and see if I can get some more deeper pigmented ones. But just for an everyday nude, I think this is beautiful. I love it. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments down below. And thank you so much, as always, for watching my videos, you guys, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye!